We are back. Peanut Gallery. We watched Full Gear. Here's the thing about AEW that I absolutely love. They always pull off something really good.
Yeah, the matches were actually not bad for the most part.
I mean, it gets a solid thumbs up.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. So, let's go into our first match, which was Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland taking on Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne, who are known as the Patriarchy, which I love, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Christian's entrance was really cool. I loved it. And I like this match.
Yeah,
it was a really good opener.
It wasn't bad. There was a lot. You can tell that there was a lot of developments of the rivalry going on, which is really good. So
Darby Allin getting chokeslammed by Luchasaurus on the apron was scary as fuck, and Adam Copeland told Darby Allin to cut that shit out, and then that happened. So I'm sure Adam Copeland isn't entirely thrilled, but. You know, other than that, this was a good match. I like this as an opener, and for Sting's final match in California, essentially, I think it was a good send-off for him. It was his moment to shine, and I thought this was very successful at that. So, there you go. It was a coffin drop for the win. I'll give it a full thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was a perfect opener. People were really into it. The fans were great, by the way. So... Orange Cassidy, Jon Moxley for the International Champion. Moxley, just cut yourself before you get out there.
Right, seriously.
This was just a singles match, and somehow you wanted to bleed. What is with this guy in
He probably has a blood fetish or something.
Oh, my God. But this was fine. You know,
it was, yeah.
With the follow-up of the other match, this did not live up to that expectation because that match was superior. But it was beach break for Orange Cassidy to win. I put Moxley for some reason. Apparently, Moxley is doing that. But, yeah, Orange Cassidy retained. Orange Cassidy thumbs up, ironically. All right. Hikaru Shida and Timeless Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Champion. I like this match.
Oh, yeah, this was a good match. Again, Toni Storm knows how to put on a show and put on a good match.
Yep. I love the Butler. Luther as the Butler is great. And with the tactics that they use where it was a hip attack with the tray in her tights, that was a perfect ending to that. And people lost their minds when Toni Storm won this title. And now, I think she is a 3-time champion, if I'm not mistaken. So that is good. Hikaru Shida continues to be a great wrestler.
Yep.
And she definitely will not be. This will not be the end of her in the title picture.
No.
I hope they do a rematch. I would love that. And this does get a full thumbs up, by the way. But yes, there you go. In a ladder match for the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Why a ladder match? I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me.
It didn't make any sense, and it was just a car crash. It was a fun car crash, but a car crash nonetheless.
We don't need any more car crashes.
Big Bill, Ricky Starks were the champions. FTR, House of Black, and La Faction Ingobernable. Orange Cassidy thumbs.
Yeah, it was just kind of there. I mean, like I said, it was like you said, it was a mess.
It was a mess. It was fun, but this was to be expected. I think I probably would have enjoyed this match a lot more if it was just a regular match.
Yeah, probably.
Also, this is indicative of how absolutely not caring anybody is with this. They just threw a bunch of teams in a match and called it a day. That's not how this works.
Right.
This was by far the worst match of the show. I couldn't get into it. Oh, and by the way, Big Bill and Ricky Starks retained. I thought that was the right call because I like them as a team. I like this match. This surprised me. Chris Statlander, Julia Hart, Sky Blue. I really rail on Sky Blue in her matches, but she was really good in this match.
You can tell that she's improving as a competitor. I mean, even if it's just a little bit, you can tell that she wants to put some work into improving her character and her style.
Absolutely. Julia Hart continues to impress me with everything that she does. And Chris Statlander, I gave them a lot of flack as it relates to her title reign, following Jade Cargill's.
It was hard to follow Jade Cargill, though.
Right. But these were the matches that I was expecting. And this is the kind of stuff that's going to put the TBS champion back on the map. Don't defend it all the time. Defend it less.
Right.
Then it feels more special.
Right.
It's just dumb that they do this, but thank God this match was good. And it does get a full thumbs up. And it was Saturday Night Fever, but it was a stolen pin for Julia Hart to win the belt. Which is like, why didn't the House of Black win the tag belts. Maybe
Right.
they're going to win back the
six-man.
The six-man.
Or the trios, or whatever they want to call it.
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
And then right after this was the contract signing of Will Ospreay. It wasn't a surprise. I don't know why people are like, oh my God, this is a game. Stop with the game changer. Clearly the game changers have not been game changers. So there you go. Okay. This was the match that I really want to talk about because it's the Texas Death Match. I have a love-hate relationship with this match. I thought the brutality was... It got really personal, and so the brutality made sense.
Right.
But there was shit in this match that was so unnecessary, and it just is like, you didn't just jump the shark. You sexually assaulted the shark.
It was pretty brutal. Like there were some spots that made me personally feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, Hangman Page drinking Swerve Strickland's blood is weird.
I mean, it's a little taboo.
It's not only taboo, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
There were spots that I really did like, though. I like the stuff with the barbed wire. I like the staple stuff. It didn't come off as tacky.
But again, just some weird stuff that went on in this match.
But once again, I think the brutality had to be there. There were just some things, you're right, that made me just personally very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There was
I don't know who approved some spots, but...
there was some stuff that was unnecessary in this match. But I thought for what it was supposed to be, it accomplished its mission.
Yeah.
And also, I think the right person won with the choking to Hangman. Hangman looked strong. It took that to beat him. Swerve Strickland won the match. It gets a full thumbs up from me based on everything else around it. It had to be brutal. But the only acceptable follow-up that I'm going to accept is for Swerve to go after the AEW World Championship.
Oh, absolutely.
That is the only thing. This was a brutal standout match. And now with all of this momentum, you have to capitalize it with that. Maybe you have Winter is Coming next month. Perfect amount of time to build something good. It's not a lot of time, but I think they can do something with that. And that would be a good marquee because people are like, why did WWE release Swerve Strickland? And I agree with them. This guy is really freaking good. But that's the only acceptable thing at this point for Swerve.
Okay.
Like, seriously.
Moving on.
I think I accomplished my point. Kenny Omega, or the Golden Jets, taking on the Young Bucks. If the Golden Jets won, which they did, they would get Young Bucks tag team title opportunity. But if the Young Bucks won, the Golden Jets would have disbanded.
And the Young Bucks are taking time off, I believe, following this.
Yes, that's what I heard, is that they are taking some time off. I'm assuming because of injuries or whatever, maybe contract signings, or maybe they'll show up on SmackDown next week. Anyway, this was a good match, though.
No, yeah.
I really like this match. And here's the thing about Chris Jericho. He does not have middle-of-the-road matches. He either has a match like this, a good match, or they are literally...
They are literally garbage.
And it's so I am so glad that this was a good match, and the stakes felt high, and it felt like that match that they had to win, and it was good. I liked this match, and it was One-Winged Angel for the Jets to win. I am excited to see how they're going to follow up. Now this is kind of where that tag division needs right now. Good momentum for the challengers. The champions really did well, and so they have a lot of momentum. Put it on Collision. People will watch that. So there you go. And yeah, full thumbs up. I did like this match. And in our main event, MJF versus Jay White for the AEW World Championship. The whole injury angle thing.
That was Stone Cold Steve Austin circa 1998.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And now you bury Jay White. Like, seriously, how can Jay White lose to a guy with half a leg, essentially? They were originally going to be Adam Cole and Jay White, but then MJF came back by stealing an ambulance, and he wrestled a 29-minute match with a leg injury. when you do a leg injury, you don't wrestle a 29-minute match.
And that was just kind of ridiculous.
It was too long.
Yeah.
It was too long. I think they could have had a very good match in 10 to 12 minutes.
Yep, that's why I was thinking like an 11-minute match.
Especially given the leg thing.
Yeah.
You have to play on that. And also, he already wrestled a match.
Right.
So, I don't know. It was the Diamond ring shot for MJF to retain. He is still so incredibly popular right now. And I'll be honest with you, he is the guy who should be the world champion.
Right.
He is so popular with the crowd. But you got to get that casual. Sorry. Swerve would be a great addition for that. But that was really Full Gear. Any final thoughts?
Nope.
Okay. So, when we come back, I have a very special match that I totally forgot about until I was reminded.